He was the guy everyone envied, always smiling, always good, the kind of dude who could walk into a room and instantly make it lighter. At work, he cracked jokes during meetings. At the gym, he spotted others before they even asked. On Instagram, his life looked like a highlight reel: weekend hikes, clean meal preps, a new car lease. People called him solid, reliable, unshakable. But behind that curated calm was a man unraveling. Every morning, he'd sit in his car for 15 minutes before walking into the office, gripping the steering wheel like it was the only thing holding him together. He hadn't slept properly in weeks. His bank account was bleeding from trying to keep up. And the worst part, he couldn't tell anyone. Because once you're the guy who's always okay, you don't get to not be. So he smiled harder, laughed louder, posted more, until one day his body made the decision for him. Lesson: the mask of "I'm fine" is heavy, and the longer you wear it, the more it costs you, especially when no one knows you're drowning. But what happens when the mask slips in public, and you can't put it back on fast enough? He was mid-sentence when it happened. A regular Monday meeting. Same jokes, same fake confidence. But this time his voice cracked. Just a little, barely noticeable. Except it was to him. His throat tightened. His chest felt like it was caving in. He tried to laugh it off, but the room blurred. His manager kept talking, but the words didn't land. He excused himself, walked straight to the bathroom, locked the stall, and sat on the toilet lid, fully clothed, shaking. He didn't cry. He couldn't. Crying would have made it real. Instead, he stared at the floor tiles, counting them like they held the answer. His heart was racing. His hands were numb. He'd had anxiety before, but this was different. This was his body saying, "You're done pretending." He splashed water on his face, looked in the mirror, and forced a smile. Again, just like always. But this time, it didn't stick. He walked back into the meeting room, sat down, and said nothing. No jokes, no charm, just silence. And for the first time, someone noticed. Lesson 2. Silence can be louder than words, especially when you've always been the loudest in the room. If this story hits close to home, hit that subscribe button. We're just getting started. Because what happened after that meeting changed everything, and it started with a single text message. The text came from his younger brother. Just 3 words: "You good, bro?" He stared at it for a full minute. No emojis, no memes, just raw concern. And it hit harder than he expected, because no one ever asked him that. Not like that. Not without needing something in return.
You good, bro?
He typed,
I'm
"Yeah,
not
all good,"
fine.
and hovered over send. But his thumb froze. He couldn't lie. Not this time. Not to him. So he deleted it. Typed again. Honestly, not really. Felt like jumping off a cliff. His brother replied instantly. "Talk to me." And for the first time in years, he did. He told him about the panic attacks, the debt, the pressure to always be on, the fear of being seen as weak. His brother didn't interrupt, didn't try to fix it, just listened. That night, they stayed on the phone for 2 hours, just 2 men being real. When he hung up, he felt lighter, not fixed, not healed, but seen. And that was new. Lesson. Sometimes, the bravest thing you can do is answer honestly when someone asks, "You good?" But the next morning, something unexpected happened. Someone at work pulled him aside, and what they said nearly broke him all over again. She waited until everyone else had left the room. His manager, usually all business, all deadlines, closed the door gently behind her and sat across from him. Just her and a quiet pause. "I noticed something was off today," she said. "You don't have to talk about it, but if you ever want to, I'm here." He didn't know what to say. Part of him wanted to brush it off, crack a joke, shift the focus. But something in her tone, calm, steady, human, made that impossible. So he nodded, just once. She didn't press, didn't pry, just said, "Take the rest of the day." No questions asked. He walked out of the office feeling like he'd just stepped off a battlefield. Not because she pitied him, but because someone finally saw past the performance.
Why me?
That night, he sat on his couch, Lights off, phone face down. Just him and the silence he'd been avoiding for months. And for the first time, he didn't run from it. He let the thoughts come, the fears, the shame, the exhaustion. He let it all rise, and then slowly settle. It didn't fix everything, but it was a start. Lesson. Being seen without your armor is terrifying, but it's also the first step toward healing. But just when he thought he was making progress, an unexpected DM from an old friend dragged him right back into the storm. It was a voice he hadn't heard in years. The DM came from Marcus, his college roommate, gym buddy, and one-time business partner. They hadn't spoken since their side hustle imploded 3 years ago, taking their friendship with it. The message was short. Saw your post. You okay? He hadn't posted anything dramatic. Just a black screen with the caption, taking a break. Be kind to yourself. No hashtags. No context. But Marcus knew. They started texting, then calling. And suddenly, it was like no time had passed, except everything had changed. Marcus opened up first. Said he'd been through it 2 panic attacks, burnout, therapy. Said he'd lost a job, a relationship, and nearly himself before he stopped pretending. That conversation cracked something open. For the first time, he realized he wasn't the only one faking it. The guys who looked like they had it all together, most of them were just better at hiding the cracks. They made a pact. No more pretending. Weekly check-ins. No filters. No ego. It felt like reclaiming something he didn't know he'd lost. Real connection. Lesson. Brotherhood isn't built on bravado. It's built on honesty, even when it's messy. But just as things were starting to feel stable, a late-night scroll through his bank app reminded him. He still hadn't faced the financial wreckage behind the mask. He hadn't checked his bank app in days, maybe weeks. But that night, riding the high of reconnection and honesty, he figured it was time to face it. He opened the app, expecting discomfort. What he got was panic. Overdraft. Again. His credit card was maxed. His rent was due in 5 days. And the gym membership he hadn't used in 2 months? Still auto-charging. He stared at the numbers like they were written in another language. How had it gotten this bad? All right, trying to look okay. The dinners he couldn't afford. The clothes he bought to look the part. The drinks he covered so no one would think he was struggling. It all added up. And now it was crashing down. He wanted to throw his phone. Instead, he opened a spreadsheet. Line by line, he listed every expense, every subscription, every debt. It was brutal, humbling, but also clarifying. For the first time, he wasn't hiding from the numbers. He was owning them. He texted Marcus, "I need to fix this. All of it." Marcus replied, "Let's build a plan. Together. Lesson. You can't heal what you won't face, and that includes your finances." But just as he started to rebuild, a message from his dad, out of nowhere, threatened to unravel everything he'd worked for. It was a simple message, "Proud of you. Call me when you can." His dad, the man who never said much beyond work hard and be a man. The man who taught him how to change a tire but never how to talk about feelings. Seeing those words on his screen felt surreal, like the rules had changed. He called. What started as small talk turned into something deeper. His dad admitted he'd seen the signs. Missed calls, shorter replies, the silence. He said he didn't know how to help, didn't want to overstep. But he'd been there too. Years ago. Silent, struggling, pretending. They talked for over an hour. About pressure, about pride, about how pretending to be okay runs in the family like a bad inheritance. And in that moment, something shifted. He realized healing wasn't just about him. It was about breaking cycles. About giving the next man, whether a brother, a friend, or a future son, permission to be real. He hung up, sat in the quiet, and smiled. Not the fake kind, the real kind. Lesson. Vulnerability isn't weakness. It's legacy. If this story moved you even a little, hit subscribe. Because this channel isn't just about finance. It's about freedom. And sometimes the first investment you make is in yourself.